So this is the man, the myth, the legend, Tom Grossi right here.
I'm Tom.
He's coming off, what, 7 hours from 4:30 to around midnight now, so 7.5 hours.
Yeah, that's about right. That sounds about right. Yeah.
How
Yeah,
the
I was a little late, so don't give me that much credit. Give me like 6.5.
LA traffic?
Well,
What are you
give
going
me
to do?
LA traffic.
So how the hell are you still alive? How are you still awake? That's my first question.
Oh, the awakeness that's easy. As someone who taught and did this full time, and got 3 hours of sleep a night, we're easy. Ask me on day 27. That's a different story.
So first, I just wanted to thank you for this and everything. We kind of talked
course.
over DMs about it and everything. I just want to
Absolutely.
make sure everybody else got their time beforehand. We're just huffing it right now in the beautiful LA live landscape.
Your weather is stupidly good. It is insanely good. Every time I've come to LA, which again, this is the longest time I've been in LA, which is 48 hours, the weather is insane. So it must be nice to live here.
So one of the few things that I wanted to ask you about is just like what, because you're a very social person. I've seen that. So, and especially being, talking to anywhere from 100 people, probably 200 today. Well,
Sure.
who's counting?
Sure.
What is it about these interactions that just makes it so special to you?
Well, I think it's also like why everyone's here, right? So it's a free fan event. There's no tickets. No one's being sold anything. Like we are here for charity, right? Because it's helping St. Jude. And then it's also just the idea of people coming together as a community and just being fans of this random, really pale guy that's in his basement. And I think just the socialization that happens here and the amount of fans who meet other fans and the people that talk to other people who are wearing different jerseys, it's just a community, man. And just to meet people and associate handles and usernames with faces. I mean, we did this 3 years ago and it was incredible then. And yeah, night one, it was incredible now.
What do you think it is about you specifically, your personality, you as a person, that just makes you such a magnet for not only fans of the NFL, but also just these wonderful, kind people who are
I
so
don't know.
inspired?
I don't know. I think the baseline is it's just acceptance, right? Is that we take everybody. Just don't be an a-hole, right? Like it's a very easy thing, but I talked to a lot of people today, whether it's from marginalized groups or folks who are not often welcome in football or sports spaces. Yeah, hey, come on in. Whether it is you are the weird theater kid, which hello is me, and love football, or whether it's something you just got into and you needed someone to help explain the game because no one helped you explain the game. I mean, I think it's just that level of, hey, we're all fans. I do this now and this is crazy and we got 1 million subscribers and that's all well and good. But I think just meeting people where they're at and saying, hey, you're welcome and you're not going to be judged and you're not going to be ridiculed for not knowing things yeah, we're all fans at the end of the day. And you saw a lot of fans today.
What unique experiences or what trait, I guess, like what have you had in your life that kind of just has given you this kind of really great grasp of empathy and acceptance and being not only that, but being able to communicate that on such a large scale level?
Well, I think it's teaching, right? I mean, if you look at, I had students from every background. And at the end of the day, those are still my students. And my job is to make sure that they are cared for and taught, right? And so, not coming in here and being like, the world is a classroom. But I think it's just people come from different circumstances and backgrounds, and to give them the basic level of respect, right? Which is it doesn't sound like a very hard thing, but you'd be surprised. And it's like, hey, there's people who drove 2 hours. There's people who drove 4 hours. There's people who waited here all 5 hours just to be like, hey, here's a handshake and a high five and a picture. Yeah, man, I respect the hell out of everybody's time, because if I was doing that and I was going to meet somebody, I don't want them to be like, oh, hi, how are you doing? Okay, quick picture. All right, get out, right? That's not how it works. And I don't think that is respecting people's time.
So, and I've messaged you this before. One of my great heroes, Conan O'Brien, he always has the famous quote at the end of the Tonight Show. This is a guy who's been put through the ringer. He's lost everything.
Sure.
And the main message he has to people is just don't be cynical, because you can accomplish great things if you're not cynical. Another great YouTuber, one of the people I like, Sam Reed, he always ends his videos by saying, even when it doesn't feel like it's going to be okay. What is what was a quote that you attribute to yourself or your fans or the Grassi Posse or somebody
Mm.
that's kind of in that similar vein of even when things are their darkest, they're going to be their brightest? What is the credo that you live by?
No, it's a good question. I mean, there's a quote from Jim Carrey that's been my signature on my email for, oh god, probably 10 years at this point. Um, and it was like, you can fail at something you don't love, right? So you might as well do something that you do love. I butchered that. It was terrible. It was a commencement speech, but it's the idea of like, I have failed so many times in my life, and I have failed and been miserable doing something that I did not enjoy. And like, I love teaching. Don't get me wrong. That's not about teaching, but it's I taking a chance and doing this and leaving a job where I lost my pension, I lost my healthcare plan, I lost any kind of safety net or security to do something like this. I think I've just gotten to the point where this has grown into something that has been so pure. And the fact that we have raised, I mean, now we're at $3.6 million since 2021 because we've raised over 100K doing this. I feel like now it's almost it feels like a responsibility to, okay, you have this platform, now go do something with it, right? And it's more than just talking about a football, especially today where there are so many more things going on than just football. But to be able to use football as the baseline to do these incredible things and meet these incredible people and support incredible causes, yeah, I mean, who wouldn't do it? And I think if we to a roundabout answer to your question finally is, you know, who wouldn't do this?
Yeah.
Right? Like, what better use of my time is there to meet all these people, to help raise this money for charity? I can't, it's not sitting at home scrolling. It's not sitting at home playing video. I love video games, don't get me wrong, but like, this is the best use of my time that I could possibly do. So, yeah, why not?
So, and then I guess a follow up question to
Yep.
that would be, recently my mom had an accident at work, so she hasn't been to work for a while,
Sure.
and she was never really somebody who was like gushing about her coworkers and everything.
Mhm.
But she's starting to feel like depressed, a little depressed, and like, oh, I miss my coworkers and everything.
Sure.
That kind of inherently speaks to us as people. But even whether you're introverted or not, but
Yeah.
me being a big introvert, but for events like this, it
Sure.
just feels like, there's a sense of belonging. You get more social like that.
Yes.
So, what is it that you think that m- in the community as a whole, Grassi Posse, be it just communities in general, what is it about that kind of brings people out of their shells?
I think it's also just we need it, just as human beings and as people, right? We have become insane. We're just talking even specifically about just like the United States, right? Like it's all about individuality, which is great. It's all well and good, right? Perseverance, all that great stuff. But at the end of the day, like we need each other for us to get the things done that we need to get done, for us to accomplish the best things that we possibly can as a society. We need other people. And I think that having people together that you can relate to have that sense of community and belonging helps emotionally, mentally, physically, but also gives you that kind of encouragement of, oh man, like I'm not by myself. I'm not alone. Because who hasn't been, as someone who has gone through very dark times, who hasn't been of like, oh man, I'm by myself and everything is really depressing and like this is it, right? Like, and this is the way that life is, and that's not the case, and it's unfortunately very scary. But it's really cool when people put themselves out there and meet people that they can relate to and connect with, because that's also what makes us human beings. And I think, while I'm saying this is very ironic as an internet creator, meeting people and talking to people, right? That is what life is about. Instead of just isolating ourselves on our phones, in our rooms, or what in our houses, because you need to go out there and meet people.
Couldn't agree more. Wise words indeed from Mr. Tom Grossi. Sir, it's always been a pleasure.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Mr. Rodriguez signing out.
I'm tapped.